Some speculation out about Tom Cruise's son, Connor Cruise, and whether or not he's being groomed for a senior position in Scientology. We're going to get into that, a whole bunch of Scientology culty stuff. And we're actually going to talk a little bit about a vampire cult. Hey, everybody. Aloha and welcome. I'm Natalie. This is Scientology Life After a Cult, where we talk about Scientology and culty stuff. My 35 years in this cult and leaving with 3 generations of my family. Thank you so much to the moderators for being here this morning. We're doing things a little earlier today because I got to head off to some continuing education later. Hello to the chat. Hello to the members. Thank you for being here, everybody. All right, let's jump into some news. We got to talk about this vampire cult because it is almost Halloween, so I felt it was really appropriate. Did you guys know that there are modern day vampires? And no, I'm not talking about Tom Cruise and his son Connor and whether or not he's being groomed to run Scientology. We're going to get to that. I'm talking about a modern day vampire cult. There is a channel that I actually have been following. Call Me Chris, and she did a video on the disturbing cult of modern day vampires, and it just blew my mind. Yeah, Mama Opal, a vampire cult. I mean, I've heard like a vampire stuff here and there, but I didn't realize it was like in modern times a thing. We're just going to look at a little clip and then you guys tell me what you think. We're going to discuss it a little bit.
Famous vampire themed night in New Orleans called the Endless Night Vampire Ball that's held annually around Halloween. And this lavish event draws thousands of attendees from around the world, all dressed in gothic vampiric attire, and it takes place at various venues throughout the French Quarter, and is a celebration of vampire culture, complete rituals, dancing, and performances. Sounds kind of fun, I'm not gonna lie. And there was even a show.
And I kind of wonder, like, what are she covers earlier in the video, she talks about some of the rituals that are still done. And I gotta say, you guys, it really gave some Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, early L. Ron Hubbard days vibe, which I guess kind of makes sense to a degree.
Called The Life of a Modern Day Vampire, otherwise known as The Vampire Chronicles, that featured many different vampires that live in New Orleans, one of which is Balthazar. And Balthazar is interesting to say the least. Basically, he introduces himself as a 54-year-old Seguin vampire who
He's a vampire my age. I wonder if it slows the aging process.
Has been drinking blood since the age of 11. And he recalls his first experience of tasting blood after an altercation with his uncle, which triggered his vampire instincts.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that, but did you guys know that this was a thing? And it's not just in New Orleans. There's all over the place. Link down below so you can watch the whole video if you want to go down that rabbit hole with me. I love a good rabbit hole, especially around Halloween. And I thought, oh, this will be fun. Let's look into vampire cults because that's not going to not keep you up at night. Definitely something I need to watch during the day. Absolutely. Oh, Cosmic Christie. I was into What We Do in the Shadows, but not that much. Isn't that the show, What We Do in the Shadows? That's the funny one, right? I love that. I wish they would come out with new seasons. There was like 2 or 3 seasons to it about the vampires, but it was funny. I liked that. I thought that was hilarious. Hey, James. Good to see you. Aloha, a girl. Thank you for being here. It is strange. It is strange. All right. So moving on from that, I'm still having thoughts about the vampire cult. I need to go back and just continue the dive because it just blew me away that there's a modern day vampire cult and not just in New Orleans. And speaking of modern day and potential quote cults, you guys know that I've been, kind of like casually dating Xenu, the retired galactic overlord from Scientology lore. Well, turns out he's got a Facebook page. I didn't know about this. And it is hilarious. It's Xenu, the Dark Overlord. And there's all kinds of stuff like Xenu's hilarious expose on corporate shenanigans, a comparison of Umbrella Corporation and Scientology's OSA. So the funny thing is there's It's funny because it's Xenu, right? But there's a lot of great information in here that is really accurate about Scientology, including why Scientology non-disclosure agreement is about as enforceable as a chocolate teapot. It's great. And look at this. Look at the memes. How do you not like that? How do you not like that? Anyways, that's on Facebook. It's linked down below in the description of this video. You guys can check it out. But I was like, look at that. My boo got a Facebook page. I didn't even know. But like I said, it's casual. I'm keeping it casual. Even though he is a retired galactic overlord, I don't know. He can be kind of like, I mean, you've seen it when we've gone out. We went and protested Scientology in the Twin Cities the other day, and he just would not leave me alone. He was just on me like white on rice. I mean, just arms around the whole time. And if you missed it, check out that video. It was fun. I went with my sister, Lana, and my daughter, Shelby, and even her husband. And we met so many people out there outside the Twin Cities organization. Not Scientologists, of course, mostly a lot of people who recognizes that Scientology is a cult and right there in the Twin Cities. Helicopter! Ooh, autumn lighting. Love it, right? Thank you for noticing, Kelly. I kind of was just feeling it a little bit more, switching it up. You know what I mean? Kelly, I filled out the form for your werewolf thing. I don't know if I have to do anything else or just show up. Can you tell me? Kelly Copter is doing this whole werewolf game. And if you go to her channel, you'll see there's a notification on there and you can watch and or participate. I've never done it, but I am looking forward to it. Right, Cosmic? When your BF has a Facebook page you didn't know about. I know. What else is he doing? Does he have some secret Instagram going on? Is he like on Tinder behind my back? Xenu just showing up trying to get all the peoples? I don't know. And honestly, it would be okay because like I said, it's casual. It's casual. So if any of you out there want to date Xenu, the galactic overlord, go ahead. It's casual. I'm not that serious about it. I'm just not ready. Hey, Atkinson, Texas. Good to see you. Good morning, Chantel. All right, what are we doing, you guys? What are we doing? All right, old Fritz. Can't wait for Kelly's Copters Werewolves. Yes. Hey, does it matter to you? Thank you for being here. We're kicking it off a little early today because I gotta be somewhere. Okay. Dan Walks LA, as we talked about him yesterday. And yes, I am obsessed, if you're asking. I love Dan Walks LA. He brings this joy and energy to protesting and exposing Scientology that just cracks me up. I just love it. He's a light. He is a light in a dark world. Okay, but before we get to Dan Walks LA, Kelly Copter says, I'll be sending instruction emails this week. Stay tuned. Okay, cool. And I think Kelly, was it on the 29th? Oh, hold on. My phone's coming out. I was checking my calendar. I think you got to tell me the date. Did I put it in my calendar? I didn't. I want to say it's the 29th or the 30th, but I need to actually put it on my calendar. James Steele says, he's very hands-on, our Xenu. Well, more hands on Natalie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Dan Walks LA is great. He is, James. Check this out, you guys. Dan Walks LA made an album of anti-Scientology music is the best way I can think of describing it, and it is fabulous. He did it with AI. It's amazing what people can do with AI. It's a whole album with hits such as It's a Cult, Breaking Free, Wins and Gains, The Way to Freedom, No Chains on Me, Confront and Shatter, which honestly is kind of one of my favorites right now. Let's listen to just a little bit of Confront and Shatter. Let's dance party this morning, you guys. I know it's early, but this is a great way to get the blood pumping. Come on. I know. Come on. Dance with me. You're beautiful, this in, they always say, but I'm done with the games, won't let them lead me astray. I'm no longer constrained, no more hiding inside. I'm taking back my life and I'm filled with pride. It's kind of cool, right? Behind Blue Walls, and another hit called The RPF, which is the Rehabilitation Project Force for anyone who might not know. Free Wins, and then number 10 track is Flag. Guys, got to check it out. I love the creativity. Oh my gosh. How far into this video am I? Okay, probably far enough. Okay, so Dan Walks LA was back out in Hollywood and he's got this great shirt, which I'm going to show you a clip of. It's called Diuretics, the Modern Science of Defecation, instead of Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health. And it's got like a poop emoji on it. And, I know I'm 54, but I'm still all about that poop humor. I was robbed of my childhood. I was. So, got to enjoy all those jokes now. Plus, I have a grandson who loves that humor, Oliver, who you guys have met. So check this out. This shirt, by the way, is available in his merch shop. But here's Dan Walks LA showing it off in Hollywood.
That's right. I'm having a great time.
I love it. It's so great. It's so great. You can go to his channel and find it in the merch shop. So Dan Walks LA was outside the Hollywood Testing Center again, and he was there later in the evening. You can kind of see in when those blinds are closed still because of the light and all that. Here's the thing that was hilarious, though. He ran into Scientology Audit Streets LA out front as well. The Good Father. I think sometimes, what if you could conjure up William Good, like, Beetlejuice? You just stand in front of the Hollywood Testing Center, the Scientology place that's completely dead, and just go, Good Father, Good Father, Good Father. And then will William Good show up? Try it out, you people in LA, because I feel like it worked for Dan. But that was a fun interaction. William walking by and they connected. Go ahead and check out the whole video. It's Dan Walks LA. I think one of the reasons I really like his videos is he holds my attention through a lot of it. Like it's one of the ones where I'll keep listening to it, and when I should be doing something else, which I think is kind of the sign of a good video, really. Gregory says, where can we get our Booty Shaker 9000 merch? Maybe I should make it. I don't know. If you guys did not catch this, my grandson is running around telling people he wants to be a YouTuber, which is fine. He's 7. And he's been on the channel a couple times. Except he went and told people on my live stream that the name of his channel was going to be Booty Shaker 9000. I almost died. I'm like, what? Where are you even getting that from? And I told him, no, that's not going to work. But it was funny. It was hilarious. So I don't know, Gregory, if there's a demand, I will make the merch. Check out the merch shop too. I have some Vibe Aloha stuff in there, a couple new things in there. I'm going to be creating some new things for fall as well. So now would be the time to get in your requests for merch. What would be fun merch? Tell me in the chat if you're on the replay, the comments, and you guys can always email me, Natalie@lifeafteraccult.com. So let me know. Julie says he was funny. He is. He just cracks me up. Susan, good grandma. Yeah, that's right over here. I'm a good grandma. I think we both are, Susan. All right, where are we at? Yeah, oh, that's true. He did nail the font, Kelly, right? On Dan Walks LA shirt. I thought he did a fantastic job. Okay, let's go over to the underground bunker and take a look at an article about how Scientology is kind of freaking out in the UK because you guys, do you know that this weekend is the International Association of Scientologists event at St. Hill? And they have really been behind the 8 ball in planning this thing, getting their permits. And fortunately, there are people there holding them accountable. Do you have a permit for that? Letting the authorities know all of the things. So they're scrambling, trying to put this thing together and beg people to come, to show up to it. They want them to come and do courses while they're there. So this says Scientology in full panic now after waiting to reveal date of its big IAS party. And again, that is the International Association of Scientologists. They basically collect money. They collect money for Scientology to pay private investigators and people who harass critics and go after psychiatrists and all of the things. So I guess you could say it is probably, well, not probably, it is a big fundraiser for Scientology because this is the event where Scientology will do some of the biggest propaganda that they do throughout the year happens at this event. It does. Hey, Andrew, Karen, good to see you. They've been going around trying to film things. We've seen Windy City Satan Watch interrupting filming and photo shoots for Scientology in Chicago. I don't doubt that it probably was going to be used for this. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So this is happening this weekend at the headquarters at St. Hill Manor. The annual IAS Gala. When Scientologists, let's see if I can read this in my best Jeff Pomerantz voice. Many of you might know who that is, but he's basically the annoying voice for many of the Scientology events. He does like the voiceover work, and he's been a Scientologist forever. I think he was an actor at one point. But he's got this booming voice that I always found was so over the top. Let me try it. Let me see if I can do it. See if I can conjure that up today. Where was I? The annual IAS Gala. And by the way, my ex-Scientology friends, I'm going to need you to rate my Jeff Pomerantz impersonation here also, because you guys remember, you guys know. When Scientologists around the world are supposed to do what they can to get themselves to the big tent in East Grinstead, England, to hear church leader David Miscavige give a 3-hour stem winder. Okay, first off, I don't even know what a stem winder is. Okay, I did not clear my misunderstood word. I know, flunk. So somebody maybe has to tell me. Okay, Kelly Copter says I'm nailing it. So yeah, I'm thinking so. All right, let's just look at a little bit more of this. Let's see. This is just some Scientology people going to that event. So here's the other thing. This is a letter from the director of training at St. Hill, Lavinia Voss. I am the director of training here at St. Hill. On the 25th of October, 2024, we will be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the International Association of Scientologists. The weekend will be one for the ages as Scientologists come from every corner of the globe. They come together and unite as one for freedom. I want to ensure that you are coming, that all your friends are coming. And I also want to invite you to come not only for the IS event and experience an incredibly uplifting and exhilarating weekend, but also experience the St. Hill course rooms and see what it's like to study right here at Ron's home. So basically, they want you to be on course while you're there too. So not only do you have to sit through multiple fundraisers, this really long event, but you also, now you got to be on course too. Tim, thank you for being our word clearer today. I appreciate that. Stem winder, as in you look at wristwatch and need to rewind it. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, come sit through a boring lecture and then go on course while you're here. She's all, we deliver all these things. We do. Let me know how I can help you with this. What questions you have. I look forward to seeing you here at St. Hill in the near future. Much love. Because we know that's how Scientology likes to sign all their stuff. Much love. Even their knowledge reports, which I gotta tell you, I always thought was weird. It would be this scathing knowledge report, Natalie Webster. Natalie Webster's behavior is unbecoming of a Scientologist. This was back in the day. This is actually a true story, bro. Back in the day when I was married before, instead of attending Scientology events, she's going out on dates with her husband. Yeah, you heard that right. I got a knowledge report written on me because I was going on dates with my husband in lieu of attending one of the 500,000 Scientology events going on at any given time. How dare I? How dare I? How scandalous. It was such a big deal for Scientology that I dared to do that, because towards the end, because you guys got to remember, I spent the last 2 years in Scientology as what we call an under the radar Scientologist. I had to play along because I needed to get my daughter out, and she was in Florida, and it was a whole thing. If you've been following my channel, you guys know that whole story. If not, I've got an interview with Shelby on my channel if you go back kind of to the beginning. It was a whole thing to get her out there. But those 2 years, I was under the radar and having to play along. But towards the end, it got harder and harder for me to just like pretend. So I didn't do the greatest job. But here's how I would do it. This one staff member would call me all the time. Oh, are you coming to, I didn't go to the operating Thetan committee, which is like PTA for Scientology. Are you coming to the OT committee meeting, Natalie? I didn't see you there last time. And I was like, no, Karen. And her name was Karen, by the way. I heard she went on to join the Sea organization and work for the Office of Special Affairs. So in all fairness, we should wake them up. David Miscavige beckons you, conjures you, Office of Special Affairs, wake up and listen to this story. Okay, so I heard she joined the Office of Special Affairs. So Karen, if you there, girl, hit me up. Especially if you want to leave. We can like put all this behind us. You know I will be there for you. Anywho, I get in trouble for this because I dare to go do things with my husband instead of attend these events. But the thing is, when she would call me towards the end, I'd just be like, yeah, no, I'm going to dinner. We're going to dinner. I'm going to dinner with my husband. We have plans. Because in Scientology, you can't say, oh, I have plans already. The expectation is you're going to be there. These events are pretty much mandatory. If you do not attend them, like this International Association of Scientologists event, you're considered to be, are you disaffected? Are you being influenced? Are you a potential trouble source? Or worse off, could you be a full-blown suppressive? Oh, it's so dumb. But my friends, my lovelies in the Office of Special Affairs, it is time. It is time. Halloween, right before the IS event, right afterwards would be a great time to walk out and leave. Freeloader debts are not enforceable, and there's help available to get you on your feet if you need it. And I know you know how to reach me. Okay, so anyways, getting back, we were talking about the upcoming IAS event, but we're done with that. I'm going to link down below. You should go check out the whole article. Let's jump over now and go back to Los Angeles because Becky went to what looked like a farmer's market or a local event, and she had a conversation with a guy there that was like, whoa, did he have a Scientology story to share? And it continues to blow my mind how many people out there in the world have had a near death, maybe not near death. Okay, that might be taking it too far. A near brush with Scientology. I mean, either them almost getting in or a family member or some kind of a tie to it. Thank you for the reminder, Susan. Everybody here, please go in an orderly fashion and show that like button some aloha and hit that subscribe as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this here. This was great.
Oh yeah, Lord knows you heard about Scientology, huh? I see. Yeah.
Since I first came to California.
Yeah. Why they try to recruit you?
My mother used to work for them. She wasn't part of them.
Yeah.
But she worked in there. She said it was absolutely crazy.
His mother worked for Scientology, but she wasn't part of Scientology. And some of you might be wondering, well, how's that happen? Actually, there's a few ways non-Scientologists could work for Scientology. Sometimes even staff members, they'll recruit for staff and kind of hide the fact that they're not going to get paid anything and get people to join staff. Well, usually after that first week, between the weird multiple roll calls during the day and not getting any money at the end of the week or getting like $6 as a staff member, sometimes Sea Org members actually make more than Scientology staff members. Sea Org members get $47 a week. So it is very possible she could have been doing, had a role in a Scientology organization and not be a Scientologist. All right, Cubana Chica, I'm glad you found your way over. I know I threw you off with the other stream and then changing the time. Sidebar, I'm actually thinking about going to 9, kind of get my day going earlier. I'll be going at 10. And honestly, you guys, before Tony died, I think I used to go at like 8 and then maybe I went to 9. But with everything and finding my way and figuring things out, I've been doing 10. But I do want to go a little earlier because I feel like I can get my day going. And most of you catch me on the replay. So I think it would work either way. But if you have thoughts on it, let me know. Tell me in the comments. And if you're on the replay, hit me up there too. Okay, so let's go back to this because there is more to the story.
Yeah.
And everything, she told me about the stuff that they do.
Yeah, child trafficking. You see, I only knew it as Tom Cruise crazy religion. And then I started hearing some of the stories, some of the abuses.
The military. When I was 17, I went to register for the military, and they told a story about somebody who signed up for the military,
Mm-hmm.
and when he went to go for his checkup,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the Scientology people came and kidnapped him.
No.
And they
Okay, here's the crazy thing. That story sounds vaguely familiar to me. So if anyone knows anything about that, can you email me, Natalie@lifeafteroccult.com. And it was about a person who joined the military who was a Scientologist, but then Scientologists went and took him back, like stopped him from doing the physical and all of the things needed. That story rings a bell for me, but I don't know the background. So just putting it out there, if anybody knows anything about it, I would like to fill that in. And thank you for jumping in, you guys, about the earlier time. Like I said, it's my leaning right now. It's not like I'm not up anyways. And then it'll help me be able to do another video later because there's so many things I want to cover. I can't even stand it, but I need more time because there are only so many hours in the day, and my other work outside of YouTube is just always getting in the way. Okay, so now we need to talk about Connor Cruise. We really do. Connor Cruise is the son of Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, although from reports that we hear, he doesn't have much of a relationship with his mom. At least that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. And it would make sense, and it would be in alignment with the rules of Scientology, because Scientology sees Nicole Kidman as a suppressive person. Because remember, Tom Cruise has a type, and apparently it's suppressive women. Or he makes them suppressive. I don't know. It's just weird to me that all three of the women that Tom Cruise has been married to were suddenly, oh no, that person's suppressive. Every single one of them. Mimi Rogers, who actually got him into Scientology, Katie Holmes, of course, and Nicole Kidman. All former Scientologists. Now, there is nobody getting people out of Scientology faster than Tom Cruise. I hope that man dates more Scientologists. Nazanin, beautiful actress, was a Scientologist, dated Tom Cruise, left Scientology. So really, Tom Cruise is kind of doing the Lord's work, if you think about it, through dating, kind of like how I had the idea to join a Scientology dating website to then maybe make friends with Scientologists and help them leave Scientology. I'll give you an update on that later. We cannot get into that right now. But when you hit subscribe, set your notification bell to all, because I'm going to sit down and do a catch up with you guys really soon and fill you in more about what happened there. Okay, so anyways, Tom Cruise, right, has this kid, Connor Cruise, and there is talk around the water cooler about Connor Cruise being groomed to take on a senior position in Scientology. Now, I don't know what that means, senior position. I mean, I know what it would mean for me, but let's take a look at this article where this is mentioned. And the article is Nicole Kidman fears she lost son to Scientology as new tattoo, hints his ascent within church ranks. So apparently he got a tattoo that says 1938, and it's being said that, well, 1938 is when L. Ron Hubbard first mentioned Dianetics, or when Excalibur came out, this thing that he wrote. It's a whole thing. So is that what it's about? I have no idea, honestly. I feel like if you're going to get a tattoo as a Scientologist, that there are better ones that you could do. I think even Tommy Davis, former spokesman for Scientology, he had, what did he have? Do you guys remember? Didn't he have like the Sea Org symbol tattooed on him? Is that not a copyright? Is it not a copyright, Scientology? You letting Tommy Davis run around with the Sea Org symbol on there? I don't know. So I feel like Connor Cruise could have done something that really, really showed more that he was, like an L. Ron Hubbard tattooed across his chest. I'm down with Xenu. I no longer have body thetans. I don't know. I feel like there's just a million things that he could do that would have shown more, I am so committed to Scientology, than 1938. But that is not all there is to this story. So goes on to talk about, the history with the children and how the kids stayed with Tom Cruise and continued to be Scientologists. Nicole left Scientology. Do you guys know, by the way, this is I don't know if this is a known fact to many of you. Nicole Kidman made it onto the operating Thetan levels. I don't know for sure that she got onto OT3, which is where you really learn about Xenu and body Thetans, but she definitely did OT1, maybe 2. And the funny thing is, they don't let anybody stop after 1 or 2. You have to go on to and finish 3. So I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was about the time of the split. I'm not sure. Spirit Weaver, good point. What is Xenu's relationship status on Facebook? Did I check? I didn't check, but like I said, we're keeping it casual. So he can do him. I'm going to do me. You do you, boo. That's pretty much how I roll these days. You do you. I'm going to do me. Okay, so anyways, getting back to this story, there's a little bit more to it. Nicole Kidman, like I said, did those OT levels. According to the Daily Mail, the Kidman allegedly fears that she has lost her son to Scientology and with it, also any chance at reconciliation. Nicole's ache for her son is very real and extremely painful, a source revealed earlier this year in July. Seeing Connor double down on his devotion to Scientology with a permanent inking on his body will be hard for her to take, the insider explained. Okay, so, and again, it's that 1938 tattoo, which is believed to be a reference to the first mention of Scientology by L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of the faith. According to sources, the new ink marks Connor's ascent within the church's ranks and identifies him as some kind of prince of Scientology. Since their parents' widely reported divorce in 2001, Connor and his sister Isabella have remained devout Scientologists. The siblings allegedly have maintained a distance from their mom over her status as a suppressive person within their church. That's the key point right there. It marks his ascent within the cult's ranks and identifies him as some kind of prince of Scientology. Does it though? Does it? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but it did get me thinking because Tom Cruise, after 5 years, pretty much spending most of his time in the UK, is being reported to have moving back to the United States to be closer to his son, Connor. So I don't know if this is just a situation of where there is smoke, there is fire. I didn't believe it at first. In fact, when I heard about the tattoo thing months ago, I'm like, I don't know about that, but maybe. But now with more coming out and Tom Cruise moving back, I don't know. Is Connor Cruise going to ascend? Is he going to be the next leader of Scientology? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Because one, he's not even in the Sea Org, but maybe it's some other type of leadership role. That could be, even as a person not in the Sea Organization. Look at Tom Cruise. Sea Org members have to call him sir. He is not a Sea Org member. He is elevated above the level of Sea Org members. That's unheard of in Scientology and the Sea Organization. And honestly, it pissed off a lot of Sea Org members. Even ones who are still there, they're not going to admit it publicly, but many were like, what? The most dedicated Scientologist. When Tom Cruise got his whole dinner plate medal for being the most dedicated Scientologist on the planet. Really? The most dedicated? What about all the people working in that blue building for billion-year contracts, 24/7, giving up families, children, everything else? Last time I checked, you had some kids, you have a family, you're living your life. Even though he claims always I'm constantly working. And he probably is. But I'm not buying that you're never on vacations and you don't do anything else. I feel like that's propaganda that he says to encourage Scientologists to keep giving even more. And that is the part about it that does bother me because Tom Cruise is used as such an example, a shining example of a dedicated Scientologist. So when Tom Cruise is out there saying, oh, I wish I could vacation, I'm too busy saving the planet to vacation, it makes it reinforces for Scientologists that, oh, maybe I shouldn't go on vacation with my kids. Maybe I shouldn't go and see my grandkids over Thanksgiving. I should be on course. I should be giving it all to Scientology. Is Connor Cruise following in those footsteps as far as dedication to Scientology. I think it's something we need to keep an eye on. Julie says, I feel so bad for Nicole Kidman. Me too. I'm happy that she has Keith Urban because, I mean, let's be honest, he is cute and talented, and they really seem to love each other. They've been married now for a really long time. They have children together. Beautiful family, both continuing to do well in their careers. So as far as former Scientologists go, I feel like Nicole Kidman is kicking it out of the park. Her life after a cult is phenomenal. That girl's out there living her best life, and I respect that. I hope we will just have to see what happens with Connor Cruz. But if you guys have thoughts about that, again, jump in the comments or even email me. I'm always curious as what you guys think about that. Julie says, oh, please, Tom Cruise gets his butt kissed because of his fame and money. Yes, but also it's connection to David Miscavige. That's his BFF. That's his best friend. That's his homie. You know, they do things together. They ride motorcycles. They wear matching leather jackets. I've seen the photos. They're on the internet. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. Let's see. Tennessee Treasure Finder. Did you see the TC slip on Real Housewives? WONY. Are you saying Real Housewives of New York? There's obviously more discussions about Scientology being had behind the scenes. Yes. Yes. And Julie, we are getting to that right now. Let's talk about it. But before we do, I got to say, Irina, I always love how you enter the chat, girl. Hi, all. It's the amazing Irina Posner, a very stable terminal at cause over all 8 dynamics. There's still hope for you before I warm up and get going. You have time to run away. Do it now. When she shows up in the chat like that, it just cracks me up. It really does. Okay, so what are we doing? Oh, yeah. Real Housewives of New York. Rebecca Minkoff, Scientologist. Her family has donated ridiculous buckets of money to Scientology. Ridiculous buckets of money. Her father, Dr. David Minkoff, was involved in the death of Lisa McPherson. He had to pony up like $100,000 or something for that. And now he is involved in a wrongful death suit with Whitney Mills, Scientologist, who unalived herself tragically after begging for help and expressing the issues she was having with her mental health. And Rebecca Minkoff's dad was like, oh, you just got to get your TRs in. You just need to get your training routines in. That's just noise. That's just noise. The girl was hallucinating. She was hallucinating and struggling and having a severe mental health issue. And she was told to get her TRs in. That she's an operating Thetan. She can be cause over this because she was operating Thetan level 8. Where did that get her? Where did that get her? Unaliving herself. So anyways, that's Rebecca Minkoff's dad. Many of you already know that, but just in case we got some new people here, I want to fill you in. So let's take a look at this. This Real Housewives of New York, which Rebecca is on. The Real Housewives of New York City play hot potato with Scientology drama. So the deal is, you guys, they're all kind of dancing around it. And I don't know when someone's going to really strike and really be like, hey, what is up with this, Rebecca? There she is, by the way. That's a cute little dress. Is that like a jeans button up? Yeah. Oh, I like that. I wonder if it have pockets. Okay, I digress. Squirrel. I'm getting distracted. So anyways, I'm gonna skip a lot because this person gets into a lot in the weeds about the Real Housewives of New York overall. But there's this part that gets into it with Rebecca, because there she is again in that cute dress that I'm seriously loving. Okay. So the person who wrote the article is basically like unimpressed about the recent episode in the Hamptons and thinks that they should have done it a little bit differently. But the thing is, she's also questioning, why are they not kind of going deeper into the whole Scientology connection? I'm looking for that part here. Another gem of this episode is Aaron questioning how Rebecca Minkoff can have two such opposing religions, Judaism and Scientology. Good question. I'm glad somebody is asking the question. Rebecca is a bizarre little character who I find kind of endearing in her lack of TV-ready energy. Well, let me clue you in on that. if you watch the show and you watch Rebecca Minkoff, she is kind of monotone. She is keeping her training routines in. She is not going to show any breaks or cracks or respawn. She's going to keep the Xenu eyes going and not let anything unravel her. That is not reality TV energy. So I get what this person is saying. And that has been my concern, is she's not going to make it onto the next season because she's just not bringing the energy. So anyways, this person makes a good point. Good point. So let's see. I would suggest Bravo dives deeper into Scientology, but I do enjoy my Real Housewives stars off the wall, and she's a welcome reprieve on a cast of normies. Too bad we don't really explore her this week. And the most interesting subplot this season is the Real Housewives deal with their new friend who's a bit weird and also in an alleged cult that is scary and super problematic. And they're all playing hot potato to see who will poke the bear first. Perhaps the cast were just sleepy in the Hamptons, merely going through the motions, even making Shabbat dinner, pranking the girls with a fake cockroach, and throwing up in the sink. The cast slides through the episode in relative slow motion. You know how they say New Yorkers walk faster, talk faster, fight, and make up faster. The Hamptons simply wrapped these ladies in a comforting slog, making them too zen to fight with gusto. Because let's be honest, Real Housewives, people are turning in for the drama. They're tuning in for the drama. And I love that this girl's calling it out, because that's gold right there. That is reality TV gold. Now, the season is not over yet, so who knows what might still happen. Of course, filming is over. So I don't know if they're all done editing everything, but could they go in and maybe use some things and work in more about Scientology? Because I just feel like it's gold. It's what people want. It's the most exciting thing, interesting thing about the Real Housewives this season, in my opinion. And I'm sure you guys are not surprised. Not surprised at all. Julie says Minkoff is no doctor and should be in jail. Well, just might be. Kelly Copter says dresses with pockets are elite. They are, and we don't get enough of them. I got to get on my soapbox on this for just a minute. Why are women being deprived of pockets in the majority of our clothes? They're just starting to put them more in dresses, and a dress with a pocket is my dream, especially a good deep pocket where I can really fit some snacks in there. But no, it just doesn't seem to happen. Oh, Bob, I smell a cliffhanger. Oh, yes, that could be too. Are they going to tease it kind of throughout the season? Oh, could be, could be. But they got to get into it more, especially with it being covered so much on multiple platforms and people who talk about the Real Housewives and the different episodes and the different, the Utah ones and the Orange County ones and all of that. I mean, this is definitely a twist in there. Gregory says, amen, preach it, a utility miniskirt for win. Yeah, no, my miniskirt days are over. I was like done with that, I think in the early 90s. I don't even like shorts. I like pants or longer dresses. I like things to just kind of like skim my body and be comfortable. So I do not miss the mini skirt. But I will say, I do have a skirt. So it's like shorts underneath, but it is a skirt. And I like that because I hate when my thighs rub together. And if I'm trying to be active outside, I don't need to, we don't need all that happening. So I love a good skirt. I do. I got to say, it's probably not the biggest fashion statement. I should talk to Reese about it. Relatable Reese has been helping me lately. I'm like, hey, what do you do about this? And she even gave me some hair tips, which I found to be very helpful. We're going to do a video again Friday. I'll get a notification out about that in the next couple of days. And we are going to be talking about trust. It's one of the things we're going to talk about, trust or trust issues. So I'm sure none of you have any trust issues whatsoever. So you're probably not going to enjoy the live stream we do. But just in case, keep an eye out for it this Friday. We're going to figure out the time and stuff. But Justine, you love a skirt. Okay, good. I don't feel so alone. Anna says bike shorts stops the chub rub of the thighs. That's what I feel like a skirt is. It's got the bike shorts underneath, but it's still a skirt. I just don't like sweaty thighs touching. And, I'm a curvy gal, so the thighs make contact. That's why I like a skirt. Ooh, Tony, skirts are my new shorts these days. Yeah, right. I'm telling you, I love it. I need to get more. I only have one. Amber says that's what I like to wear. Skirt that has shorts in it. Me too. I don't know though. Gregory says the best pants are no pants. Yeah, yesterday I did not wear pants. I did 2 videos yesterday, only dressed from the waist up, which isn't unusual. Today I'm dressed because I got to head out someplace. But yeah, I bet you there's a lot of people on YouTube who do that. I've never really asked my friends because, you only see from the waist up usually. But I've been working on that. And also, I would like to share with you guys a little bit of an update. I finally started reading. I've been talking about I need to get back into reading. I've been doing it in the morning where I try to take a little window time and, read, even if I can only do it for 10 minutes. I finally did it. The last few weeks, I've just been carrying books around. I can't tell you how many trips I've taken and I take my books with and I never crack them open. So it seemed to be the gradient is I just needed to carry them around. I sat outside in my yard the other day with the books, did not read them. And I'm going to blame Reese for it. Relatable Reese, I'm blaming you because you went live and I had to watch. So I didn't read the book. But the next day I did. So I'm like, okay, these days, I think I just need to warm up to things. So the gradient is carrying the books. Then maybe I'll read it. I'm going to start doing this with the gym. I'm going to start driving by the gym I pay for and don't go to. And then I'm going to park in the parking lot. I bet you it leads to me actually working out because I need to. I got to get moving. I want to be heart healthy, especially during the holidays, but something about that worked. So I'm going to use that more, just cut back the gradient, as they'd say in Scientology. Maybe I just need to be near the gym and then it will result in me going in. Some of you I have friends that are so good about it and I've just not been, but I want to be gym people. I've got a skirt. So I'm halfway there. I do need to get some new tennis shoes though. I do. But I think it's going to work. So today, after I'm done, I think I'm going to go park at the gym, then pull out and leave. But Friday, you guys should check out this thing about trust issues. In fact, I asked my sister, you guys know my sister Lana. So my sister Lana, she has really good access to some really good doctors. Girl has way better insurance than I do. So I will often give her a list of things to talk to her psychiatrist about on my behalf. We do share some of the same issues. And this whole trust thing, I've been doing a little bit of a deep dive on what do the experts say about trust? What actually is it? And we're going to talk about what trust really means in the real world and what it means in Scientology and the differences, because the differences are huge. And I didn't even realize that they were that big and how it was still affecting me. So I hope you guys are going to be here for that. I think it's going to be, I'm really looking forward to getting her perspective on it. I really do. Okay, let's see. Oh, and one last little tidbit. I know some of you got in the comments and were concerned about the light bulb in my closet. Taken care of. The light in my closet is really high up and I just hadn't gotten a ladder or done anything about it. I have been using a flashlight. I go in with a flashlight and I find my clothes and then I get out of there. My daughter, Kelsey, put a stool in there, changed it up, took care of it. So all is good there. Laura says, I work at a high school. I walk a crazy amount of stairs and steps. I get that. I totally get that. I can see that. Thank you, Marcy. That's why I feel like, one little thing at a time, I am finding my way. So yes. Crafting Emily says, I will drive to Minnesota when I visit Wisconsin for Christmas and make you come to the gym with me and my service dog. Hit me up, Natalie at lifeafteroccult.com. Although that's a long way to go just to go to the gym if you're going to be in, well, I guess it depends on which part of Wisconsin, because it's actually not that far. Church of Scientology, thank you for being here. Aloha, Natalie, relate to the SP party, watching on 2Speed. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Joe, David Bruce. Okay, so I think tomorrow I'm going to try 9 a.m. Ooh, I probably shouldn't even say it in case it doesn't happen, but I think I'm going to try it. I think I'm going to try because I have some other things later in the day that I need to get to, and I think I might just do that. But watch for the notifications, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll know. And if not, I know you guys will catch me on the replay. I just love it when you can make it into the chat because it's really fun interacting with all of you. In the meantime, get out there, have the most amazing cult-free day.